From 10 News, this is the Now San Diego.
A Greyhound bus stopped in the middle of the 5 freeway. One passenger stabbed by another. Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Hunt. Well, that attack prompted a manhunt that ended near UC San Diego. The 5 just reopened after being blocked near La Jolla Village Drive. 10 News reporter Travis Rice is there live. And Travis, a wild scene for everybody inside and even all around that bus.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's still kind of going on. As you can see, one lane of the 5 is blocked, but the bus is going to be here for quite some time. Officials still need to process it as it's part of the crime scene. Its passengers, actually, the remaining ones here, were just shipped away. Now, this all stems back to an altercation that happened at 12:30 on a Greyhound bus. Now, according to police, there were 17 people on this bus, and police say a 35-year-old man stabbed a 27-year-old man in the neck multiple times. Now, the bus driver then stopped the bus, causing a minor collision behind him between 2 other vehicles. Police say the suspect was then forced off the bus by the driver, who then ran up the embankment near La Jolla Village Drive. A woman on board the bus says it was chaos.
He was holding his neck, and the bad guy, I would say that, he was kind of grabbing his shirt to take him out of the bus. And then the bad guy was telling the bus driver, stop the bus, open the door, stop the bus.
Again, that suspect was caught some place near Thornton Hospital. As for the victim, police are not updating us on his condition, only saying that he does have life-threatening injuries. Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll hear from those people that were in that accident behind the bus and also what they saw after that stabbing. Live in La Jolla, Travis Rice, 10 News.
Still to sort out, Travis, did those 2 people know each other involved in that? We know you'll stay on it. Thank you. And former NFL star Kellen Winslow Jr. is facing his alleged victims in a North County courtroom. He's accused of rape, indecent exposure, and burglary. 10 News reporter Melissa Masiha is live in the newsroom now with what we are learning just coming in. Melissa.
And Kim, so far 3 of his alleged victims have testified, but what's surprising is that none of them have been able to positively identify him in court. I want to show you him in court in Vista earlier this morning. Now, you could see he was dressed differently. He was wearing a suit, a brown tie and glasses. He was clean shaven, a different look than his previous court appearances. Compare the 2 side by side. You can see the contrast. Winslow, right now, he is in custody, but investigators say the former football star raped 2 women in their 50s. They say he also exposed himself to another woman and also broke into 2 homes. The alleged crimes happened in a span of about 3 months from March to June. During one unexpected moment in court, one of the victims said she did recognize the person who committed the crime against her, but pointed to Winslow's lawyer, Brian Watkins, sitting right next to him. This is something I've never seen before in all my years covering courts. One of his alleged victims took the stand today, talked about Winslow's sudden burst of anger.
Right out of the blue, he goes, I'm going to take you in the parking lot, in this grocery parking lot, and I'm going to you. And if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to kill you right here. He goes, I don't care who's going to watch, I'm going to kill you.
We do have Steve Fiorina and our photographer in court in Vista right now. We will have a live update for you on 10 News at 5. I'm Melissa Masiha, live in the newsroom. Kim?
Let's take a look at that lineup for today, and we may have just dodged another prescription med price hike. Big name drug maker holding off on its plan to charge more. We're going to fill you in on that. Also, how about this? Sex addiction, it's now getting classified as a mental health disorder. So what really is it? What does this classification really mean for people who might be addicted to sex? We're also getting some new information this afternoon about used car prices. They're up. Yeah, we're finding out why, and still, what's your best bet at finding a good deal? And could this small pouch, take a look at this, help keep us safe on the roads, but also prevent hot car deaths? One group thinks so, so we're going to be checking that out.
Important safety tools there. Thank you, Chris. We look forward to it. It's been 5 days since the West Fire ripped through Alpine, and some residents are just getting back into their homes. Neighbors at Alpine Oaks Estates didn't know when they would be let back in. And 10 News reporter Jennifer De La Cruz is there live. Jen, the residents say there may have been a gas leak.
Yeah, well, fortunately, those no trespass signs were just taken out a few hours ago. Residents are finally coming back into their homes and getting settled in once again. The county health department says there was a gas leak keeping the property owner from letting people back in since that fire broke out. Now, the wrath from the West Fire was tearing right through Alpine Oaks Estates. Eric Molden lived there for 25 years. When flames were coming toward his home, he grabbed a few pictures and had to get out. He, like many others, were displaced for several days. Even though all evacuation orders were lifted, they weren't allowed back in until this afternoon. The County Department of Environmental Health says the property owner reported some type of gas leak. Some residents have been staying with friends or in hotels. Molden was happy to wait it out until he was given the all clear.
The whole infrastructure of the park is disrupted. We lost 10 homes, and I don't think they really know what exactly the hazards are at this point besides gas leaks. Another problem. If there's a gas leak, I certainly don't want to be living around an area that's prone to being hazardous.
Now, there still is a boil water advisory in effect for this area. The county says the fire damaged the water system that serves 66 mobile homes and their community areas. 10 News reached out to the property owner, who did not wish to comment. One of the other problems we've been tracking here today is the potential for rain in this area because of that fire. With these burn scars, this area is more susceptible to flooding. We've seen some very light showers here so far, but the sunshine is coming back out once again, so not so bad so far today. Reporting live in Alpine, Jennifer Dela Cruz, 10 News.
Thank you, Jen. And while they've got rain there, Angelica Campos has been tracking thunderstorms hitting our county. What's the latest, Angelica?
Yeah, let me show you the big picture here. The area of low pressure that we've been tracking the entire week continues spinning and making things very unsettled. We expect it today to be a busy day, and then the chances for thunderstorms will start to die down over the next few days. As we get a little bit closer, you can see that flow of moisture just keeping most of the activity over the mountains, but actually near the coastline, we have seen plenty of sunshine, especially from Del Mar all the way up to Oceanside. Right now, most of the showers coming down near Mount Laguna, and there's also another one developing just to our north, which could potentially bring some rain to the 76 and parts of the 78. The chances for thunderstorms will continue into tonight. We also have the possibility for isolated flooding. Flash flood watch will be in effect all the way until 7 p.m. That's when we have the best chances for thunderstorms to create some flash flooding. We'll talk about the changes for tonight and into tomorrow.
That rescued Thai soccer team, they could spend up to a month in the hospital. This is a bittersweet story that we've been following for you. Really, the world has been. And then now Chris Welch is here. And the interesting thing that we're learning today is they got these boys out just in the nick of time.
They really did. We didn't even realize a few days ago that divers were actually pumping water out of the cave.
Yeah.
Well, those pumps failed just hours after those boys made it out. They're now in the hospital, of course. Take a look at this video. These boys are still in really good spirits while they wave at family members through the glass. You could call it their very first reunion. The parents are still not able to come into contact with the boys due to concerns of possible infections. Now, some of the boys are being treated for minor cases of pneumonia. We know a lot of work went into getting these boys and their coach out. This is new video of the rescue from inside that cave. One U.S. Air Force major who helped out with the mission says there were moments when they didn't think the rescue was even going to be possible. And at one point, the team realized water levels in the cave were rising. And that's when rescuers each grabbed a boy and headed out. Now, unfortunately, funeral arrangements are now being made for a rescuer who died during the mission. Officer Saman Gunan was a diver. He did not have enough oxygen with him on his way back out of the cave. The King of Thailand now plans to pay for his funeral. Now, Chris, there's no doubt we have all been so captivated by this dramatic rescue, and a movie producer, in fact, get this, is now looking into making a movie about the rescue. Chris?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if a movie ever comes out. Chris, thank you. Let's turn to the Now newsfeed to look at some of the stories we're following today here on the Now. A firefighter dead after a gas explosion. This happened near Madison, Wisconsin, a blast that leveled several buildings. Power company saying a private contractor had hit a gas main, which led to that. Well, a new task force that's starting today trying to crack down on fraud against elderly veterans. The Justice Department looking into companies that commit fraud against consumers. Last month, they prosecuted hundreds for healthcare fraud. A benefit concert announced today for later this month, honoring those killed at a Maryland newspaper. The money will benefit victims and survivors of the Capital Gazette. It'll also fund journalism scholarships. Let's get back to our lineup here, and a big name drug maker backtracking on its plan to charge more for prescription medicine. Why? Well, we'll get you caught up on that when the Now continues.